Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for another inspired by Pinterest. This one is some cute little Christmas bags. At least I believe that's what they are. It says Christmas holiday tags. So maybe it isn't a bag, but I have bags that have these stripes on them. So I'm going to be doing a bag. Yeah, they are tags. I just realized that. But anyway, they're really cute. There's music paper, a little embossed paper, cheesecloth, a cute little image, and you know, they're grungy. So yeah, I'm gonna do mine a little different, obviously, because I don't have the same things, but they're going to be similar, or it's going to be similar. I'm only making one. So it's listed as Etsy, and it's Christmas holiday tags, like I said, but I looked it up and it's Paris Flea Market 1918 on Etsy. So take a screenshot of that, and then, you know, if you're interested, and pop over to Etsy and check her out. So that is what I have for today that we're going to work on. So I have this cute little striped bag. So we're going to get it grungy first, because it's pretty like new looking and very white and all of that. So how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm well. Just had a lovely dinner last night. Like, it wasn't a fancy place or anything, but went to where my daughter works, and they were having like a music festival. And so we got to hear live music and hang out with the kids. Aiden was actually working graphic design work. She was taking photos of the event. So, she was a little bit busy, but you know that she could still come over and say hey and chat for a few minutes or whatever. So it was just fun. It was very nice. Nice evening. The event was outside, and it was cold, but it wasn't like unbearable or anything. So yeah, we had a good time doing that. It was lovely. So I'm going to be starting, I think, the Christmas journal using the Rustic Christmas first, and then I'm going to try to get to the other one, which I should be able to. I should have time. I just can't make any guarantees that if you end up ordering one or whatever, that you would get it by Christmas. This one probably, definitely, but I don't know about the other one. So just depends on how the time goes. I can usually make it work, but just don't want people to get too excited. Okay, so I'm doing that to kind of, it does work a little bit better if you use a little bit less, but you can kind of pick it up if you take a paper towel. I don't know why I grabbed 2 paper towels. That's overkill. And this up here is glossy, so I might just cover that. But I do like the way that's looking, I think. So yeah, let's just wipe this top part off. And I'm gonna put some other paper on there, I think. I mean, it kind of grunged up okay, but... And then we might add more, I don't know yet. I just want it to look old. So I have to grab some old paper here, or something that kind of looks old. So I wanted, or I put my old paper down there because I was looking for something. So that's why I'm digging down there and not over here. I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Tara, Shari, Kay, Patty, Rhonda, and Nikki. Thank you guys so much for always leaving me such lovely, kind comments and watching my YouTube channel and all of that. I really do appreciate you guys so much. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you that have watched me for a long time, short time, whatever the time may be. I appreciate it. And make sure to check that like button. Make sure it's working. Click it once. Please, please. And if you can, if you like my channel, subscribe, comment. That would be awesome. I love getting your guys' comments and answering. Any activity helps on the channel. So yeah, hope you guys had a lovely weekend. Sun is shining right now. It's a little cool though. You can probably hear my heater. But I'll take it. The sun is shining. So we got up this morning. It was overcast and it rained and all of that jazz. But rain's better than snow. My husband and I were watching this paranormal show on Alaska this morning. I don't know why, because it just came onto our YouTube feed. And man, they get so much snow up there. I'm like, I don't know how they do it, because we don't even have that horrible of winters here, even though we're kind of up north, northwest kind of thing. But nothing, nothing like Alaska. Wowza, those people are strong. I mean, I don't know. And I grew up in a place that got a lot of snow, but that's next level. And I just don't want to shovel it anymore is my thing. What did I do with my little glue? Oh, it's right there. Right in front of my nose. Yeah, I just don't want to, I don't want to shovel. Tired of it. Been shoveling snow forever. So I can only imagine. I feel for everybody that's more north than we are even. Because, man, not fun. Not fun at all. I might put a little piece of, I don't like that little spot right there. I know, it's kind of silly, but I don't like stuff like that hanging out. I mean, that one's not as bad over there. Plus, it'll just add even more interest. And then we'll ink this too. But yeah, it was more interesting. I mean, the paranormal wasn't that interesting, but just seeing the landscape and everything there is just so amazing. I do like Alaska a lot. Just don't think I could live there. Love to visit. You really gotta like that, like be into sports and things maybe that are in those cold, snowy skiing and all that, I think, if you were gonna live in a place like that. Because otherwise, why? Why would you do that to yourself? So anyway, I grunged it up pretty good. Because I'm just blabbing, don't mind me. Then we're going to take our music paper, and this is just, I think these were Marches. I got a book of March sheet music, so, but you could use a cool piece of Christmas paper if you've got it, music paper. It doesn't really matter because you're going to cover a lot of it up, so just gives you that look behind it. Yeah, they had some pretty good music last night. I was impressed. I would go to one of those again. It's just like local bands and things, you know, who have, you know, that set up a time and come play. It just won't take the ink on that, and it bugs me. Yeah, so it was really fun to just see different groups and whatnot. I'm gonna use, because I just had a piece of this embossed paper that was not a square, which is kind of what they used. So I just put a piece of braille with it. But of course, if you've got a bigger piece, I was just too lazy to make more. The way I make it is I paint book page with gesso or white acrylic paint let it dry completely, and then run it through my Big Shot in an embossing folder. It's really simple, as long as you've got, you know, an embossing folder and all that. I'm gonna put that there. I want to put a piece of this across there. So I'll probably glue those two together. And then I have a button instead of, they had a shiny, I don't know, metal brad or something like that. But I'm going to use that. And then I have these cookies. I just think they're cute, Christmas cookies. And they had a bottom part, but it didn't have a whole lot on it. It was mostly just white. So I took that off. And then we're going to use one of my Santas. So I'm going to move that down. From the Rustic Christmas. I think that was all I was going to put on that one. I have some cheesecloth. That's what it was. I'm like, something's missing. Yeah. So then you'll still be able to see the stripes and all of that. So that's the plan. So let's put some glue on here. And there was a little bit of gold that they put on theirs. I don't know that I want gold. I think I need to see it. And then maybe I'll do a few little splatters or something. Just because I feel like this is more of a primitive look that I want. So I might just kind of leave it the way it is. But if you want to do more of that Victorian look, then the gold would be super pretty. I'm going to put glue stick on the back of this, which works great for me. The Scotch Create does. Some of the other ones, not so much. Because I'm not going to be able to stitch this. And I don't want to see the glue through it. But you can use Fabri-Tac or whatever you like. Use what you got. Probably should have glued those down first. I want the little threads to come out. They got glue on them, so now they're hiding. I'll put this on here. I just have deli paper. That's all this paper is. I get asked that a lot, and that it's just those sheets you can order of deli paper. They just work great because they do have a little bit of slip to them, so they're good for glue and paint and all that stuff. Ink. And then I had those little star buttons and I put ran red thread through it. I'm going to use liquid glue, quite a bit of it, because I want to make sure that stays. It's, you know, hard plastic, so. Then I'm going to leave it alone. Oh, that was not smart of me, because I need to glue that down. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute to let that dry, and then I'm going to put glue on the back. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's not 100% dry, but it's glued down now, so we're good. And then we're going to put this piece on, I think about here. Oh, we need the cheesecloth first. Almost forgot. I'm doing just great today. My goodness. Got strings galore here. There's more grunge. I have dyed this piece, but it feels like with cheesecloth, it can go for miles. Like you can have one little piece and you just keep cutting stuff off and it just, I don't know what it is. I don't use it a ton, but sometimes it is kind of fun, especially for a rustic-y sort of look. But I do feel like I always cut off too much to start with. Gluing it on is the part, that's why I don't use it a whole lot. Because I don't like to see the glue anywhere. So I usually try to just kind of lay it out and put glue where I know hopefully it's not going to be seen. Because the you know, the glue always dries a little shiny, I feel like. But I guess you could use like a matte medium or something, but that might change the whole texture of it, so don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like vellum. Okay, so then I'm going to put this piece down. I am going to use the liquid glue because it's gluing onto that cheesecloth. And again, you can use Fabri-Tac. That's probably the wise choice. I don't like it, so I don't use it. Okay, and our Santa, he needs some ink. He's very rustic. Most of the Santas are in that kit. That was intended. Oh, I should have used the liquid on there, huh? Jiminy. There's a big blob of it on there at the bottom of his foot. I liked these cookies. Those, like, out of those old 60s or 50s magazines where they always have the desserts, but like the colors are not exactly appetizing. I just laugh at some of those. I mean, it's just the technology, you know, that they had. It's not their fault or anything. But I do love the Christmas tree right there. I think that's cute. And I think I'm just going to add this little Christmas cheer on there. Okay, I like it. And then we're going to make a card, tag, whatever, to go on the inside. Since mine is a bag, hers is not a bag. Hers are tags. And I read that, and I still thought it was a bag. Goofy me. I think it was just the stripes made me instantly think of these bags that I had. All right, so then I have just book page. And I've backed it with some coffee dye that has gold splatters. Not intentional. And so we're just going to collage on here. This is from my Mushroom Christmas digital kit, but I just liked this green bit with a little holly on it and like snow. So I'm going to have that under. So have you guys started doing Christmas projects, craft projects? If you do them, you know. Yeah, I gotta start so early. I know, it's crazy because we haven't even had Halloween yet, but sorry, that's a hubby opening the garage door. He's probably gonna sit out there and read and enjoy some sunshine. This is a piece from the Rustic Christmas. Oh, I have another piece I need to put on first. We're going to do this a little bit longer because I didn't tear the top off yet. And I think it's going to be tight here. The other side as well. I think what I'm going to do is make another accordion journal, but I'm going to use those big paper bags. Like I had mentioned, I'm going to do a bag journal, but rather than attaching them so that they're flip pages, they're going to be attached like an accordion journal. So we'll see how that works. I think it'll be fine, but... do I want the green? I think I wanted the red on top. Oh, I was going to put that other paper. It needed to go under, but it doesn't matter because we're going to put a pocket. So I'll just put it over. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Silly me. Just wanted a little something down there. You're only going to see like the edge of it, but that's what I wanted on there. So we've got one of my pockets again, and you guys have seen me do this. I just cut the pocket open, cut the flap off, you know, follow the line of it, and then turn it into a hidden writing spot. They're just kind of fun. I think it's a good way to do those. I think it was Nancy Piter that came up with that idea. Fantastic idea when she was playing around with some of my pocket kits. Thank you, Nancy. These ones that look like envelopes work really well. So what I do is, to get the size of the card to go underneath, I will just cut the flap of the pocket off and then take a piece of manila file folder and kind of hold it, you know, how it would be. And make sure it's small enough that when you put glue around the edge of the pocket, you're not going to run into that and not be able to put your pocket together, right? So then I glue the top of the manila file folder all the way to the top, and you're not going to get hardly any writing spot here, but you do get a whole back portion of writing. So that's really what the goal is rather than the front half. It depends on the pocket. If it's one of the ones that doesn't have the deep V in it like this one does, then you can have like two sides of writing. But with this one, it's a little bit more just a one-sided writing spot, but that's better than none. So, and then I just try to center it the best that I can. This is just the easiest way I've found to do it. And all I glue is the top, because that way when you slide it in, it can overlap a tiny bit and it just looks better than when it's perfectly right sitting on there, just because you've cut it and it can look a little odd. So it's better if it can slide, you know, all the way in, and even if the flap covers over a little bit, that just looks better. And then we just try to keep this real thin on here. And I'm only going to glue a little bit so that I can put, well, obviously you have to glue just a little bit, but we'll be able to put something behind it as well. So glue that on. As centered as possible. I don't know what hubby's doing. Sorry if you can hear it. It's kind of loud. I don't want to put that in yet. It needs to dry all the way. And then what we're going to do is this large jar will slide in behind, and then you can journal on that. You can journal on your envelope. You can journal on this, and I just realized I got ink all over that, so we're going to cover that up. I always do that. I'm horrible about that. It's easier than, well, it's not that it's easier than inking it, but I just think it looks better anyway than when it's just inked, but that's just my thing. It looks a little more finished, and it gives it a little more structure. I like these jars. Those are in that Grungy Christmas kit. Now the stinking part is that I have to cut it out, but try to be fairly quick about it. It's a little easier than when you cut it out originally, because this paper is so thin compared to the original paper, the cardstock. So yeah, it's a pretty quick one today, but quick is good when you're trying to get journals done, right? Me have some real fancy long things, but it's nice to just have a few that are a little bit more simple. I mean, there's some steps to this, but nothing too difficult, so I don't feel like. And I've had a lot of people, again, talking about how they struggle with collage. All I can say with that is that if you practice, and by practicing, I don't mean sit quietly in your craft room and torture yourself trying to figure out where to put each individual piece. I mean, turn on a movie that you've seen, something that you like, to kind of distract you, but not that takes full attention. And just start gluing paper to paper. And don't analyze every single piece of paper that you're putting down. I know that's hard because I do it sometimes too. But I feel like I do a lot better when I just have a whole bunch of scraps already, all different crazy sizes and whatever. And can just sit and glue them down and not really worry about where they're going. And maybe don't think about, oh, it's going to go in this specific journal, because then you're going to, again, start going, well, I need a piece of this, and I don't have that. And you know what I'm saying? So just try to do some mindless collaging where you're just enjoying your time and not analyzing every piece, because that'll get you every time. You know, when I first started too, it's like you hem and haw, and I still do it sometimes, and then it's like I have to just say, just come on, because it's ridiculous. You don't, it's not going to matter, because a lot of the pieces, especially in what we do, if there's something a little off, you can just cover it up with something that you end up decorating the journal with. And doing neutral collages is probably the best way to do that, with just neutral papers and scraps and whatever, because then you can decorate on top and, you know, get a different look than maybe the original collage all on its own. And then as you go, as you progress or do it more and feel more comfortable, you can do more complex collages, I guess you could call it. But to start out, just glue paper to paper and try not to overthink it. I know, because I am an overthinker big time. But I think it's just one of those things you gotta let go and sort of do it mindlessly, because otherwise it just doesn't work. I think I'm picking up gold, yeah, picking up gold dots off of this paper. And then I'm gonna round these. And that's sort of my advice on that. I've also been doing paper crafts and things like that for probably, we got to be moving on close to 25 years. So that's also, you got to keep that in mind. If you've just started and all that, you know, it just takes some practice. You got to train your brain. As I always say, train your brain. That's all you can do. For anything. I have to train my brain for new things all the time. So, all right. So that is what we have for our little Christmas pocket. And I'll show you real quick kind of what I'm thinking. I think what I might do, some of them, these are the bigger bags. Where's the... And I get them at Walmart, and they're the giant lunch bags, and they're 6 1/8 by 4 by 12 3/8 inches. 6 1/8 by 4 by 12 3/8. Okay, so I'm thinking some of them I will fold up and have a pocket just like we did for the last one, but other ones, and I'll probably do this with you guys, so I'm gonna cut off, make them more into coin envelopes without the folded up bottom, but they'll be the same height. So I'll make sure they're all the same height, but some of them won't have this particular tuck pocket in them. Then I'm going to, rather than attaching them all like I did last time in this, you know, spine, for lack of a better term, you know, attaching one to the other. Oh my goodness, why is this being so difficult? Through these sides, that's how I did it. I attached them like that. I'm going to do end to end and get an accordion. So some I'll fold, you know, they'll go this way, some will go this way, then another one will come like that and like that, you know, that thing. So that's how I'm thinking of doing that. Hinging them with another piece of paper is what I'm saying. Or fabric. I might use fabric. So anyways, here is this. What did I do with the original? These are her tags. And here is my bag rather than a tag, but same concept. All right. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll talk again soon. Love ya. Bye.